All right, so this week we're going to be talking about coordinate planes. So we're in lesson 10.5 of your notes. I need you to find that.
I got it.
All right, I can't remember what page number it's on.
385.
385, page 385. So last year y'all talked about coordinate planes, but you only talked about one section of the coordinate plane, the positive section. Now that we have talked about positive and negative numbers, we can expand the coordinate plane to include negative numbers as well. So that's how we end up with 4 sections. So the coordinate plane is made up of a horizontal number line and a vertical number line. So one that runs left to right and one that runs up and down. And you cross them over, and now you make 4 sections. But what's the point of a coordinate plane? Where do we use coordinate planes in real life?
Planes.
Okay, so when you're a pilot and you're having to fly the plane, military uses it a lot of times, like if you're in a submarine or if you're on a aircraft carrier or if you're in an airplane or even if you're in a helicopter or if you're on land and you're having to find a certain location, they use coordinate planes and they use coordinates. Okay, coordinate planes tell us location. Your GPS and your people's cars or on your phone uses coordinates to tell the location of how to get somewhere. If you go to New York City, the city is actually mapped out on a coordinate grid and all the streets intersect, kind of like this coordinate plane here, how you see all the little squares. That's what the city is like, and they use like corners and stuff to tell location of the city. So like if I wanted to get somewhere, they could say it's on the corner of 5th Avenue and 49th Street. That would be like an order pair or a coordinate plane.
Like they're like delivery trucks with coordinate planes so they can figure out.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you're driving, you can see on the side of the map.
Yeah. So you see it in social studies with longitude and latitude. You don't know when we're talking about longitude and latitude, y'all talk about that in social studies. It's very similar to coordinate planes. Okay? So there's lots of parts of the coordinate plane here and they give it an example right here. But we're going to actually kind of also draw it out on the coordinate plane below because that's why you have your highlighters. And these parts that we're about to label, you're going to be responsible for memorizing and learning. Okay, because they're going to play an important part of the coordinate plane. So, you should have gotten a pink and green highlighter. The green is going to represent positive numbers, and the pink is going to represent negative numbers. So we're going to highlight with the green the positive numbers. So those going to the right are positive, and those that are going up are positive. And then we're going to use the pink to highlight the negatives. So to the left is negative, and down is negative. And so we have 2 different number lines going on here. Just like a regular number line, first half is positive, the second half is negative. Okay? We've got a point in the middle right here that is special. Okay? It represents 0. Okay? It represents the location of 0, 0. But it has a special name. Will anybody guess what the special name is?
No.
It starts with an O.
Yeah, it starts with an
Origin. Okay? Origin. Orgin. It is your origin. Origin means original or the start. the starting place. Okay, that's where we start. Every single time we start at the origin. Okay?
Yeah.
And then we have what's called axes or axes. Okay, the ones that run left to right and up and down. The one that runs left and right is the x-axis, and the one that runs up and down is the y-axis. Okay, so x-axis and y-axis. So we're good there. That should be kind of, you should remember that from last year. Okay? In order to find locations on the coordinate plane, we use what's called an order pair. Okay, and if we were to talk about the alphabet, what comes first in the alphabet, X or Y?
X.
X. Goes X, Y, Z. So your order pair, the X comes first and then the Y. And that tells us how to get to the location, to the point. Okay? Because it's divided into 4 sections, we call them quadrants. The prefix of quadrant is quad, Q-U-A-D. That means 4. Okay? This right here is quadrant 1. And it follows a C pattern. So coordinate plane begins with the letter coordinate plane begins with the letter C. So it's gonna like make a C like this. Okay? So this is the first one, which means this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. It has to go in that order. You don't get to switch it up to whichever direction you want. It has to go in that order. Okay? 1, 2. So it starts at the top and then makes a C. So Q1, 2, 3, 4. We also have to pay attention to the signs of the quadrant. That's why we highlight it so it makes it easier. So looking at quadrant 1, is it a mixture or is it positives or is it negatives?
It's both positives.
It's both positive. It's got a green X and a green Y, so its signs are positive, positive. In quadrant 2,
It's positive and
it's positive and negative. It's a mixture, but what is the X? Is it negative or positive?
Positive.
The X.
Negative.
The X is negative, while the Y, the one that runs up and down, is positive. So its signs are going to be negative,
In that order?
positive. In that order. It has to be that order because X always comes first. Okay? In the third quadrant, is it positive, negative, or a mix?
Negative.
Negative X, negative Y. Pink and pink, right? So it's negative, negative.
The next one is a mixture.
It's
Goes
positive
negative.
first,
All right, and
then negative.
in quadrant 4, the X is positive and the Y is negative. You're going to have to figure out a way to memorize that.
Okay. I said X, Y, Z. Do that order.
Okay, all those parts right there, you're going to have to learn and you're going to have to remember. Okay? All right. Well, how do I get to a point? Okay? How do I get there? I'm glad you all asked that important question. Okay? So, I have a lovely song
Oh yeah.
for you to remember how to graph a point on the coordinate plane. This song is fabulous. You're going to be singing it in the shower.
Okay.
You're going to be singing it on the toilet. You're going to be singing it on the bus. Okay? It's just going to be in your head while you try to sleep.
Well, who's singing?
Okay? So I'm going to sing it first.
Yay.
Wait.
Okay? I have
I'll
a
sing it
beautiful
with you.
voice, I know. And then you all are going to sing it with me
Yes.
with the hand motion.
There's hand
There's
motion.
hand motions. You can make a TikTok from it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Okay? So, you need to pay attention, and we do not move from it until everybody participates in it. Okay? So, I should have recorded myself.
Look, guys. Don't participate, so we just wait.
Alright.
Never mind. Participate. We got Disney.
Alright, listen. Okay. Calm yourself so you can hear my song. Okay? Alright, so we start like this. It goes start at zero, left or right, left or right. Then go up or down, then go up or down. Plot the point, plot the point. Okay? Alright, everybody stand up. Everybody up.
Let's do this. Do this. I got this big bag.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Start with
0.
Okay. Ready and start at zero, left or right, then go up or down, plot the point. Alright, one more time. Again. You're not doing your left and right straight. This is left, right. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Start at zero, left or right, then go up or down, plot the point. Alright, Demar's mom was not singing and neither was CJ, so we have to do it 2 more times. Alright, here we go. Ready and start at zero, left or right, then go up or down, plot the point. One more time. Start at zero, left or right, then go up or down, plot the point. Alright, let me sit down now. Alright.
I'm gonna literally sing that all day long.
Alright.
Damn.
Remember we are recording the
Oh crap.
last. Alright, so if you flip over on your packet to the next page.
Yeah.
Okay, it wants us to be able to identify which one of these ordered pairs goes with J. So how can we get to the point J? So here's J right here. So if I follow my song, I start at 0, and do I go left or right?
Left or right.
Which direction am I going?
Left.
Left or right?
Right.
I'm going to the right. How many am I going to the right?
2.
2. I'm going right 2, and then I'm going up or down? I'm going down 2. So right 2, down 2. What's my ordered pair going to be? Positive 2.
Positive 2, negative 2, D.
Negative 2. So that's
Yeah.
going to be,
Negative 2, D. Whatever.
it's going to be D. Okay? Which one goes with negative 2, 2? So letter A right here, which one of these points goes with negative 2, positive 2?
It's the one beside E.
What letter? Look up here. If I start at 0 and I go negative 2, positive 2, what letter is that? E. Okay. What if I want to go positive 2, positive 2? I start at 0 and I go to positive 2, up positive 2, and I get H.
Then we have
How do I get to C?
it's
I mean, how, -2, -2.
it'll be G, right?
If I
No.
start at 0 and I go to -2 and then I go down to -2, is there anything there?
No.
No, nothing's there. Okay, so it doesn't have a point.
Oh,
Nothing's there.
I'm gonna put 0.
Don't put 0.
Okay.
Don't put anything.
Put 0. There's
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Here the directions only give us a few points to plot. I want us to plot more than this. Okay. So we've got A, we've got 4, -3. B, we've got -5, 0. And then I want us to find 6, 2. And then I want us to find -3, -4.
What was that?
So I want us to copy those down, and we're going to plot those points.
I'm done.
All right. So if I wanted to get to A, 4, -3, if I listen to the song, start at 0, start at 0. So I'm going to start here at the origin. Am I going to go left, negative, or right, positive? I'm going to go over to the right 4, and then I'm going to go what? We've got -3. Is -3 up or down? I'm going to go down to -3. So that's point A.
I'm gonna draw a line to it, right?
Don't draw lines to it. You're just plotting the point.
Well,
Okay? Point B is -5, 0. So if I start at 0, start at 0, am I going to go left or right?
Left.
Left to -5.
You would just stay there because it's on 0.
And I don't go up or down because, like Augusta said, it's just 0. So I'm literally staying right there. Is it okay if I end up on an axis?
yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now 6. Positive 6. So you'll.
All right, so we've got C, 6, 2. So if I start at 0, am I going to go left or right?
Right.
Right to +6, and am I going to go up or down?
Up.
Up
2.
to 2.
So it'll be that one right there.
It's so easy, but a couple months ago, we were doing ourselves in the back office.
Once you've shown how to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Left or right.
Letter D. The song really does help, whether it's cheesy or
does.
not. It
It's not
does help.
cheesy. It's cool.
All right, so I have -3, -4. So if I start at 0, am I going to go left or right?
Left.
I'm going left to -3, and I'm going to go up or down to get to -4.
Down.
Down to -4. There's D.
Then E. We got 0.
And then E, we have 0, 4. So if I start at 0, am I going to go left or right?
Left. I mean right.
You go up.
Up.
Because
It's 0. Am I going to go anywhere?
Because that's X.
All right, so then I'm just going to go up to 4.
Because you use
D.
Because is 0 positive or negative?
It's neither.
It's neither. It's neutral.
and so you already use your
But it's still in the X.
Zero.
Because we still use X in the first one.
So 0 doesn't identify.
All right.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, letter C. What quadrant? How would you describe where point C is at?
I would say 6.
sideways.
What quadrant is it in?
What the crap is
Quadrant
quadrant?
Quadrant 1.
Positive.
Alright. What quadrant is point D in?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3.
Okay. What quadrant is A in?
Quadrant 4.
How would you describe where B is?
Quadrant 2.
Quadrant 2 and 3.
It's not in a quadrant, so where is it at?
A number line.
Oh, okay, on
A
what
Y.
line?
A Y.
X-axis.
X.
On the x-axis. Is it on the positive axis or the negative?
The negative.
So I would describe it as the negative x-axis. So how would you describe where E is at?
Positive Y.
The positive y-axis. I like it. Okay, we're gonna skip the reflecting points part right now. We're gonna do that later. Okay, so let's just skip this page for a second and let's go. I want you to turn to the page for extra practice. So page 384, extra practice.
The one that we
384. Wait, what? Oh, backwards.
She said
384.
No, you go this way.
What the 3?
384. Okay.
Extra practice. All right, I want you to take about 3 minutes and I want you to write the ordered pair for these points. And then we're going to go over them. Okay, so write the ordered pair for numbers 1 through 10. And then we're going to go over it.
How do we know? Where? Seashell.
Miss Pittman.
You just look for the letter E. How do you flush it?
They're in a baseball game today. They just got to a hospital with just some kind of veterans or something. Do something to the bed.
That's cool.
The people.
All right. So,
Oh no, Mr. Kid.
point A.
It's 2.
Uh,
Come over.
No,
raise his hands.
break attention on it.
No.
All right, A for Amy Kate. What's the order pair for point A?
2, 3.
2, 3 is correct. Because you go over 2, up 3. Beautiful. B for Bavona.
0.
So So out 0, down to -4. Perfect. C for CJ Darcy.
1 to -2.
Over 1, down to -3. Beautiful. +1.
Man, I actually got it right.
I'm so proud of you. So why don't you do point D?
See, I ain't make it.
Oh, okay. That's okay. D for Demarvion. I do. Demarvion. D.
You don't have a G either.
Do what? 4-1. All right. E for excited Eli.
1-0.
All right. 1 out 1. Up 0. All right. F
For Finch.
for Finch.
-3, -2.
Over to -3, down to -2.
Oh, I got it.
Beautiful.
Hold on. -2, negative. No, never mind.
All right. G for Gracie.
You should have said that.
Oh. 3 -4.
Close. Flip it. You go. Remember, you go left.
Oh. So -4.
Over to -4. Up to +3. Okay. H.
You don't have an H.
We can make an H.
Micah. His last.
Mike
The last letter
has an H.
I didn't make it.
All right. It's okay. Tell me
Do
where.
it.
Look and see where H is at.
I can try.
Out what? All right. But do you go left and right first, or up and down first? Right first. So how far right did you go? 2, and then you went down. So you have to put that first. So it's out 2, down -4. All right,
My angel.
My angel. Or
Williams.
Let's go with
9.
Eli.
my angel. Where is my angel? -2, -4. And then J for Jana.
-1.
-1, out -1, up +1. Beautiful. Good job. Okay. How do we feel about picking out the ordered pairs for the point?
This is good.
As long as you go out first, then up or down, you'll get them right. Okay. This part right here. Okay. Before we plot any points, I want us to predict where they're going to be by just looking at the signs.
Oh, crap.
Okay? So before we can do that, I want us to practice, okay? Looking at your coordinate plane, I want you to highlight the positive and the negative. I want you to label the quadrants with their signs. Okay? So positive, positive, negative, 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 positive, positive, negative. Okay? So highlight first.
Green is positive.
Green is positive. Pink is negative. Then I want you to label quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I want you to go back and put their signs.
Can we look back at the first one?
You can either look back at it if you can't remember. It's also on the back wall if you can't remember. I don't think sometimes I'll use my clues around my room.
I do.
Can
Can you get them up from
Well,
outside?
don't be. That's just hard.
No, she's gonna have to put them away from us.
I know.
Well, so why?
Who asked?
Are you gonna keep them up?
Okay, so I was.
All right, so I've got positive, positive, negative, negative.
Seven.
hint, we might have a little pop quiz to see who can label the coordinate plane tomorrow.
That's better.
Wait, so hard. Can I get extra credit?
All right. Shh.
I'll do it right now.
You sure?
All right. So, what quadrant is this one right here?
K. That's K30. I mean Q. Quadrant.
Quadrant 3, and what's its signs?
Negative.
Negative, negative. Okay. What quadrant is this one?
Negative quadrant 1.
Quadrant 1. And what's its signs? Positive, positive. And then the one right next to it is what? Quadrant 2. And what's its signs?
Negative. Positive.
Negative, positive. And then diagonal from that
It's positive.
is positive, negative. Okay, so looking at the signs, we're going to predict what quadrant they are in. So looking at number 11, we have 5, 2. What are the signs for this point? Positive, positive. So what quadrant is positive, positive? So we're predicting it's going to be in Q1. Okay? The next point, we have negative 3, positive 6. So what's my signs? Negative, positive. So what quadrant is that?
3.
Negative, positive. What quadrant is that?
Oh.
Quadrant
Negative.
2. Negative, positive.
You said we were negative. You still would have done it wrong. You said Q3. That's negative.
All right. Number 13. We have negative 5, 0. So we have negative, and then we have a neutral. So where is it going to be?
On the line. On one of the axes.
It's going to be on one of the axes. Which ones is it?
Negative X.
It's going to be on the negative x axis. All right. Number 14, we have negative 4.5, and we have positive 2.5. So we have a negative and a positive. Where's negative and positive at? Q2. Right. Number 15. What are the signs for number 15?
Positive. Negative.
Positive, negative. So what quadrant is that going to be? Okay.
It's been positive. Positive.
All right, number 16. What are the signs for it?
Positive.
Positive, positive. So what quadrant is it in? Q1. All right, and then what are the signs for number 17?
Negative. Positive.
Negative, positive. So what quadrant is that? All right, and then we have neutral and positive.
So it'll be the positive x axis. No, positive y axis. So if you
We have nothing on the x, but we have something on the y.
So positive. Y.
It's going to be on the positive y axis. Okay. Quick question. What does 0.5 mean? Like here I have 2.5.
it's gonna be like the middle.
It's like half. So it's going to be
In the middle.
in the middle. So it'd be between 2 and 3. So if I wanted to graph negative 4.5 and 2.5, I would have to come over here to negative 4 and negative 5, and halfway between that would be the half mark, right? So right there. And then I would go up to 2.5. So I go 1, 2, and then a
Flat dot in the middle.
half right there. Okay. I just want to know, just make sure you know how to do your halves. Okay. You shouldn't have anything smaller than a half. It should be whole numbers and halves when you have to graph them on the coordinate grid. Okay. All right. How do we feel about those so far?
There's 2. What about the 7? Huh? Number 10.
We're not going to worry about that right now. We're just worried about where it's going to be at on the coordinate plane. We're not going to graph them. We're just predicting. All right, number 19. If you flip it over.
R19 is on the same page.
Your 19 is on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay. It says your friend describes how to plot the point. Is your friend correct? Explain. So to plot 3, -4, start at 0, 0, and move 3 units right and 4 units down. Are they correct?
No, hold on.
Wait.
No.
No.
Why is he not correct?
Because if you move this way on the x-axis,
Right is
that's negative.
positive, and then it goes down.
This is right, and that's negative.
Can I show?
This is your left.
Oh, this is my right.
This is your left. This is your right.
He is right.
He is correct. Y'all got to learn your left and right.
I know it, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So yes, he is correct. Okay. Okay. We're gonna stop right there. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and let you start on some of your IXL assignments.